Dr. Kevin Roberts is the president of the Heritage Foundation, and he joins me now. Dr. Roberts, great to see you as always. A watchdog group found that $5.4 billion in COVID aid may have gone to firms using suspect Social Security numbers. Do you worry, though, Dr. Roberts, that the amount of COVID money overall stolen by fraudsters is way, way higher?
It's probably many multiples of that $5.4 billion, Todd. And by the way, it's always great to be with you and on your show. However, I will say there is hope ahead. One of the reasons I'm cautiously optimistic about taking this country back is because the chairman that we have in the House, including James Comer, are ready to go to work. He's already doing that. What they're going to find, to the point of your question, is that the problem of, or the extent of the COVID abuse is probably in the tens of billions of dollars, not just $5 billion. This is one of the reasons that a lot of right-of-center groups, when we were giving away money, and let's keep in mind, Republicans are responsible for this too, were saying this is going to cause great fraud. So now we have the double whammy of the fraud and the inflation that all of that extra spending has caused.
Where was the curiosity on the part of the Democrats when they were in charge of all of government to find out how this money was wasted, where it went, and to try to get it back? Because quite frankly, we're a couple years in now. It's going to be real tough to get that money back.
Well, the Democrats not only had no curiosity about that, Todd, but frankly, just to be really blunt here, they were very happy with that amount of COVID spending because they used COVID as the opportunity to expand big government socialism. That's not hyperbole. It's true. We're living through the consequences of that every day. And really, if the House Republican majority accomplishes just one thing in the next 2 years, it's going to be stopping that rate of spending and articulating a vision of how we claw ourselves out of that mess. So it's really important for Americans who are upset, as they should be, about that $5 billion of waste, to connect the dots to the much larger agenda to upend this country away from freedom and self-governance and free enterprise, and instead having the federal government of all entities running our lives.
Yeah, the government blames the haste of needing to get the money out quickly during COVID. But my God, when you're talking about those sums, you'd think you'd have a better policy and procedure in place to make sure that this abuse did not happen. Speaking of money, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy to meet with President Biden today over the debt ceiling standoff. Here's what both of them had to say ahead of this meeting. Listen.
When it takes months to negotiate, what do you tell me? Show me your budget, I'll show you mine.
Why would you put the economics of America in jeopardy? Why would you play political games? I'm not. It sounds pretty childish to me.
White House previously said it will not negotiate. At the end of the day, Dr. Roberts, will Joe Biden budge?
He'll have to, because the American people realize that you can't continue to take the country's credit card limit, which is basically what the debt ceiling limit is, and just continue to increase it willy-nilly. Ultimately, if we do that, which is what the president and his party want to do, the American people know they will have to pay the bills. We're doing that every day when we go to the grocery stores, every day when we fill up our gas tanks, every day, as you were discussing, when we're getting groceries for our kids, snacks for our kids to go to school. That's the problem. And I really want to applaud Speaker McCarthy for sticking to his guns on this, because he is right in terms of policy. He's right in terms of the everyday American. And I think that even Joe Biden, whose best political days are behind him, to be polite about it, will end up negotiating, and there will be at least a partial policy win in stopping the rate of spending in Washington.
Every American's in right now for about $100K, and in light of those stories we've been running the last 24 hours that says you can't get by on a yearly salary of $100K, boy, that's a daunting number. It's got to be brought down. Dr. Kevin Roberts, thank you, sir, for your time. Appreciate it, as always.